one of the other things for me is that, it's a little difficult sometimes in the pro ranks, right? I mean, you have player unions, you have reps, you have agents. Some of those things are a bit of a challenge. Sometimes for me, minor league baseball, for example, is a little easier to implement some new vision training strategies than maybe Major League Baseball. I mean, you have a lot of guys on high contracts, right, that have been doing this for a long time and are maybe a little resistant to some new technologies. But if we start them at a young age, sometimes they're comfortable with those technologies and they're ready once they get to the big leagues to kind of use them. So that's a big thing too.
Well, in that same aspect, when you have an even younger player that's in high school, let's say, if I have somebody that has reduced vision of one eye and they've never had that correction, you're not going to go in mid-season and do that with a pro guy or sometimes even a college player, where if you have a high school player and you say, let's go ahead and start working on something to then get you to the next level, that for me is some of the most exciting stuff. We can make that difference here.
Very cool. Now, what about different sports? I mean, we're here on a football field getting ready for an NFL game today, but we both work with multiple sports. How does it differ for you as you go from, let's say, a soccer game to a basketball game to a football game? What does it look like differently being a team eye doctor?
So I would say that soccer I've worked a little bit more with lately. One thing is glasses. You're never going to see any of our coaches on a pitch even, or our athletic trainers that want to wear sunglasses on a pitch.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we've been implementing more of the tinted contact lenses and things like that for them, where a lot of our guys on the sideline here have their specific eyewear that they have to wear. And then the training and the different things that we do for the players are obviously different. For me, the keepers are the ones that I like to work with the most, and they want to work the most with us. Where for football, you have a number of different skills positions where you can make a big difference on a day-to-day.
Yeah, the skill position thing is a great point because there's some differences between a hockey goalie and a hockey on-ice player, right? I mean, a little different than their visual needs. So for me, it's very similar. I mean, we have on-site emergency equipment to be able to assess injuries and deal with it, whether it's in the middle of an NBA game or in the middle of an NFL game or a Major League Soccer game. So we're there pre-game. I check in with the team, the trainers, we make sure everything's okay. I'm there personally in the locker room to make sure everything's okay as well. And then after the game, wrapping up. But one of the things that is unique for me is that I'm on staff here for both teams. Now we have our visiting team doctor here today, but not always is that the case. So if something happens with both teams, I'm responsible to take care of the eye emergency needs, whether it be us or the visiting team, which I think is a lot the same, right? For most of us as eye doctors.
And that's the big thing. Is
they don't travel us, like the team trainers and orthopedic surgeons. So we're usually on site to help both teams, right?
Yeah, and taking care of injuries is really one of the biggest things that we can do, right? It's not all the specific skills things as much as we're eye doctors, right? So if they've got anything from an orbital blowout that they need assessed to how emergent it is, to a corneal abrasion, can I go back out on the field? Can I not go back on the field? Is there a risk of a detachment? We have PIOs and all of our nerdy eye care stuff in the back. It's not just the sports vision aspect, it's just being an eye doctor.
Sure. I mean, this is a couple weeks back, I get a call, pre-game here, can you get here a little early? Because one of the players showed up, his kid had pink eye, right? So he shows up with a red irritated eye. We want him to feel comfortable during the game, so administering the right drops, doing the right treatment to make sure we can get through that game, and then treat it afterwards as well. So, that's kind of how that works. Tell me about when the season starts for you. Is there an off-season, Dr. Nansay?
There's not an off-season. I will tell you that for training camp and everything, that's the most stressful time because you have all of your guys coming back that you're reassessing, all of the new guys, all the rookies that are coming in. So there's more to do, but there's never an off-season. And there are things that you are waiting just for the season to end to do sometimes. If somebody wants to get LASIK or they want to try something new, a new lens or something, you're like, let's hold off. So there is never an off-season.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, it's actually written into my contract that I am on call 24/7 for every team that I work with. That if something happens for a player, sometimes even a family member, that we're going to be on call to meet those needs.
Absolutely.